Another driver who's covered by car insurance from More Than, sponsors of Fifth Gear.
Hello and welcome to a brand spanking new series of Fifth Gear. And what better way to start than with a visit to the holy grail of motoring, as I get to play with the brand new £500,000 baby from this lot.
We're talking about the new 220 miles an hour Enzo, and Tiff will be driving it later. We'll also show you how to get off a dodgy parking ticket. And we're giving away this lovely Bentley. But first, as they say, let's off-road.
If you haven't fallen for one of the 31 lifestyle SUVs currently on sale in Britain, then don't worry about it, because Volvo have just made it 32 with this, the XC90. And yes, those are mountains, and no, we're not going up them.
Normally, off-roaders do all the talking for you in a posh, rich, hard-as-nails type of way. People buy them because they want road presence, a higher driving position, and a move out of my way, you little guy lifestyle. Vulgar, selfish traits expressed in vulgar, selfish vehicles.
But Volvo makes safe, friendly, environmentally responsible Swedish cars. Is there suddenly an off-roader which isn't for large back-sided show-offs? Is the XC90 really a Volvo, or is it a fat, in-your-face 4x4?
One more time. Well, there isn't a planet-bashing V8 on the price list. And even though the 6-cylinder petrol isn't particularly economical, there's also a rather frugal 2.5-litre diesel that averages over 30 miles to the gallon.
And being Swedish, they've also found a way to make the world a safer place. Currently, large off-roaders wreak havoc when they're in a collision with smaller cars or pedestrians. So Volvo have made the front of the XC90 more absorbent. So if you do hit somebody, or one of those tiny cars, things shouldn't be as catastrophic. Obviously, it'd be better if you didn't hit them, I understand that, but you see what I'm getting at. So that's nice.
Oh, and the radiator has a special coating that turns harmful ozone into fresh air. Don't ask me how it does it, but it does.
The XC90 also manages to be a real family friend too. It's only 9 centimetres longer than a regular Volvo V70 estate. But get this, you get a large, lovely, flat load space. But the best bit is, it's also a 7-seater. No other off-roader can compete with this. Can you imagine 5 kids? And Volvo realised that if you're silly enough to have 5 kids, you need an easy-to-use dashboard. So it's all laid out with big, clear, idiot-proof sophistication. Now, the way I see it, 4x4 drivers are failed astronauts. They like to flip switches, check data, make adjustments. And Volvo lets you play spaceman. Plus, it's got the mother and father of all stereos. It comes with 13 speakers, an 8-inch 140-watt subwoofer and a 305-watt power amp. Plus, it's the first production car ever to be fitted with Dolby Pro Logic 2 surround sound. Me and the XC90 were getting on very nicely. Now we're in danger of becoming lovers.
Prices start at a competitive £30,000. OK, the handling's not as good as a BMW X5, and it's not that great off-road. But what the hell? In the XC90, you don't drive up mountains, you drive to them, and then set them to music. So that's it then. Off-roaders used to be fat, in-your-face vehicles designed to make you feel better than everyone else.
And Volvo have changed all that. It's a subtle spin on the 4x4, an off-roader with Volvo values. And it's got that sound system, which does make you better than everyone else on the road.
Last series, I showed you how to pick up a Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow for daft money when I bought this magnificent example for less than £7 grand. Rather reluctantly, though, I was persuaded to give it away in a fifth gear competition. But I'm pleased to report that the winner is having a top old time in it.
The very week I got it from you, a friend of mine phoned me up, and it was his daughter's prom night at school, and asked me if I could take her and her friends to the prom night, which was a nice occasion. Only last week went to Salisbury races, took some of my colleagues down there, and we had a day at the races. As we drove into the car park there, it was rather nice because one of the stewards directing traffic in stood to attention and saluted us. So.
Fantastic. And so we should.
Yeah.
But to make even more of an impression, the car you should do it in is a Bentley, Rolls' sportier sibling. And with Turbo-Rs down to 10 to 15,000, they're an outrageous bargain. Find one with an interior in perfect nick. Get a desirable colour like dark blue or that classic Bentley shade from the 20s Le Mans cars, British racing green. And always try for a history file with a huge sheaf of bills. Get it right and you'll find that Turbo-Rs from the late 80s and early 90s are unbelievably cheap. And to prove it, here's one I bought earlier. An 89F, done 100,000 miles, one multi-millionaire owner, and a history file thicker than the Gutenberg Bible. It is an absolute honey. I take it down to Channel 5, I very proudly show it off, and some producer in a polo neck says, "It's glorious, we must give it away as a competition prize." I said no, because I have toiled like a troglodyte to find this car. I've been down on my hands and knees, valeting it with a toothbrush. It is mine, it is staying in my garage. I love you all, but sorry. I will be giving away a Bentley Turbo-R. It just won't be this one. It's this one, and it's virtually the same apart from the Continental alloys. It still has the same 6 3/4 litre V8 engine with a turbo the size of Tewkesbury, the same 0 to 60 time of 6.5 seconds, and the same 155 miles an hour top speed. And I paid just $13,850 for her. It's a 92K, so 10 years old, 3 owners, 130,000 miles, but total day one Rolls-Royce history. It has the benefit of the 4-speed switchable automatic gearbox, revised dashboard, active ride, and of course it is in the best-selling colour of all, Mason's Black. Before the lucky owner picks it up, I will scrub it, valet it, burnish it, and service. So another long weekend on my hands and knees, but she's worth it. I just love these old things. Out of my way. So to win this majestic motoring car, to enrich your life, to make sure every journey is an uplifting experience, all you have to do is answer this simple question. What colour was the classic Bentley that won at Le Mans in 1927? Was it performance purple, sporting silver, or British racing green? Call this number to enter, and don't worry, we'll show it again at the end of the programme. Lines close on Wednesday the 23rd of October, and you can also enter via our website.
Did you hear the one about the district nurse from Whitstable? She got a parking ticket when she stopped in the high street, which is no big deal, until you realise that she'd only stopped to tend the scene of an accident, and the warden who was issuing the ticket was actually watching her. It makes you mad. And now that more and more authorities up and down the country have put parking enforcement in the hands of private companies, people are getting madder. Rumours of bonuses and quotas are always refuted, but there's a real suspicion that the new breed of privatised traffic warden will stop at nothing to give you a ticket. Take the pharmacy, whose van would regularly get a ticket whilst it was parked up outside a local hospice delivering medical supplies. Sense did win through, eventually, and after a lot of unnecessary toing and froing. In Lambeth, you didn't even have to be naughty to get a ticket. The reason? Wardens would simply pluck registration numbers from legally parked cars and then issue them a ticket in the post. The outcome? Enough people complained and 3 of them got the sack. So you might think we'd be better off left to our own devices and that we should get rid of traffic wardens altogether. Well, sorry, no one's ever going to allow that.
It's very important that parking is controlled to stop accidents, to reduce congestion, and to manage the use of the curb space where there's more demand than there is space available. There are about 4.25 to 4.5 million tickets a year issued in the country, of which 4 million are in London, and no one's going to guarantee that every single one of those is 100% perfect.
But don't think you have to let them get away with those mistakes. Thousands and thousands of people got off their parking fines last year. How? By complaining.
I make it a point of never parking illegally or never knowingly park illegally, but I've had 8 tickets and I've managed to get off every single one of them.
We run a delivery company in London, and we've just successfully got off our 100th parking ticket.
At one time when I was parking somewhere on a Saturday afternoon, which would always been legal on the single yellow line, they changed the regulations without any sign saying they changed the regulations, and it was now illegal to park there on a Saturday afternoon. A lot of hassle, a lot of time. Eventually I won that one.
We're allowed, under the laws of traffic regulations in London, up to 20 minutes to unload and load. Everybody knows that, all the wardens know that, and yet we turn up and we are not given the benefit of the 20-minute period.
Other times when they moved my car from one parking residence bay to another one, I have no idea why they did this. They fined me for it. I still don't know why they do it. They could never tell me.
This week, by coincidence, we've had 3, 2 in the same delivery run, one of which was for loading in a loading bay, and as we're a loading company, that struck us as perhaps the ultimate cheek.
I parked in a parking bay with one of those stickers you have to stick on the inside, parking permit, and it was a bright, hot, sunny day. The glue melted and it fell down onto the dashboard. It was clearly visible through the windscreen that I had it, but they ticketed me saying it wasn't stuck to the windscreen, it had to be stuck to the windscreen. I ask you, it's insane.
Privatisation may have given us some bonkers parking stories, but it has also brought a much more straightforward way to appeal against fines. The key point is not to get fobbed off at the first hurdle. Rumour has it that some local authorities will file your first letter under B for bin. But pester away, write again and demand your case is heard. There's no need for expensive solicitors and courts anymore. Newfangled parking adjudicators do the judgment. It's easy and it's free.
It's actually very easy to appeal and you're told how to do it on the ticket, but people are worried about the fact that tickets double if you wait too long. But actually, if you do appeal and lose, you don't have to pay double the price.
The most important thing for people to remember is if they don't like a parking ticket, don't get angry, don't shout at the warden, do use the appeal process.
It is not in the slightest bit daunting. It's a guy sitting on the other side of a desk, you wander in, and he will just make a decision within about 5 or 10 minutes.
So there you have it. If you've got a ticket and you feel hard done by, you have our full permission to go forth and whinge. Chances are justice will be done.
Coming up, Tiff's day out at Ferrari. Did it all go to plan?
Car insurance from More Than, sponsors of Fifth Gear.
There's a new rewards program that can help turn shopping trips to Sainsbury's into holidays abroad, or a visit to Debenhams into days out with your family. A rewards program that enables you to fill up at BP and see the latest movies, or use your Barclay card everywhere to enjoy fun days out. Who knows what your shopping will turn into? Now there's Nectar. Rewards are sweeter with Nectar.
Texaco are celebrating the release of Disney's film Lilo and Stitch with millions of prizes and offers.
Do we need more petrol yet?
Russell Crowe stars as a man with secrets.
You are the best codebreaker I have ever seen.
A life filled with danger, suspense, intrigue, twists and turns that will keep you guessing until the very end. The DVD has over 6 hours of insights into the best picture of the year, A Beautiful Mind. Own it on video and DVD.
Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Oh, hello.
At UPS, we don't just go by the book. We go beyond it. UPS. Consider it done.
Life would be less complicated if...
Wouldn't it be nice if you could trade in everything you weren't happy with, like your mortgage? Well, at Abbey National, you can. Visit your local branch or call us, and if by moving to us you can't save money on your mortgage, we'll give you £50.
I'd like to test drive this one.
The Great Abbey National Trade-In, because life's complicated enough.
Would it
have you been up to, Mr. Moneybags?
It's okay. I put it on the credit card.
The credit card?
Don't worry. It's our new Capital One No Hassle Platinum card.
The Capital One No Hassle Platinum Card with 0% for 6 months, a low long-term APR of 11.5% and no fraud liability.
What's in your wallet?
If you're like me, you hate having your teeth out for long. Real cleaning doesn't come much quicker than this baby. With Steridon's 3 minutes, active oxygen bubbles go everywhere, cleaning more effectively than any toothbrush. 3 minutes of powerful antibacterial activity, and my teeth feel spotless. Oh, yes. Sorry, mustache. Got to catch the morning canoes. Steridon 3 minutes. Get your teeth into life.
If I was the boss, I would sit on the desk and eat donuts and sleep. He'd be the boss and I'd be selling. No, I don't pay you. You pay me. No, 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 you pay me.
For grown-up advice about running your business, call Business Link on 0845 600 9006.
No, you pay me. That's it. I'm not talking to you ever again. Who cares?
Join the mobile infantry and save the world.
Inspection.
Everyone fights. No one quits.
I expect the best. Incoming!
Starship Troopers, tonight at 9 on 5.
Car insurance from More Than, sponsors of Fifth Gear.
This is my day trip to northern Italy, Modena, Ferrari town. We've been asked to drive the most important new car of them all, the flagship Enzo Ferrari. But first there's time to soak up the atmosphere because here there's something for the tifosi around every corner. Filming with Ferrari is a privilege, albeit a uniquely Italian experience. This is just the, well, discussion the PR reps had before we filmed at the factory. But this wasn't my main concern, because me and the test driver don't really get on. I upset the test driver last time I was here in the F50. Dario Bertuzzi. I dared to challenge what gears he was going to use in different corners, and he seems to take it very personally as an insult. He thinks I'm an English idiot, I think. But I wasn't going to let that bother me. Not when there's a £420,000 car to take my mind off it. Only 349 Enzos will be built, the theory being you should always make one less than you think you can sell. It has a V12, 660 horsepower, does 220 miles an hour, and only comes in yellow or red. The funny thing is you see pictures before you come in magazines and you get this idea of it and you think it looks a bit ugly in the magazines and you start criticising it because, you know, you get a bit picky. And then you see it for real and all the hair stands up on your arms and it looks stunning. The naked eye can see so much more detail than photographs show, because I just noticed that this wing, you don't see that in the photos at all. It's a proper aerofoil. It is the detailed touches, little rear lights. I'm not sure I like little silver bits they put on it, spoiling all their advertising stickers. Where's Dario? Is he here yet? Oh, there he is at the door. Robin quit as a shot of Dario over there. There's Dario. At the doorway. The doorway. Hope he hasn't spotted me yet. He always wears the shades. You can't see his eyes behind the shades. The other big feature of the car is this first ever production car use of carbon brakes. You can see the mottled effect, very different from steel. And the whole point about these is in the past, racing-wise, they only work when they're really incredibly hot. And when they're not hot, they don't work and it pulls the car. Now, they say, even on a stone-cold day, they work straight away. Finally, I'm in an Enzo Ferrari. Apparently, when you buy your own, the pedals can have about 16 different adjustments to suit you. All the basic seats got 16 different sizes. Still slides backwards and forwards manually, mind you. And at long last, when it started with the Ferrari 360, you've now got adjustable steering wheels. because the days prior to the 360, they were horrible driving positions. Now they're brilliant, fantastic. Real Formula One steering wheel. There's those lights that apparently come on with the revs. You've got all sorts of mode settings here, traction control settings there. Of course, now as you'd expect with the Ferrari, paddle gear change, up on the right, down on the left. Big start button to fire up that 6-litre V12, which I can see in the rear view mirror. Very nice. The do's and don'ts briefing is an unwelcome delay before driving, but tells us the day's schedule and gives us a chance to see a film of Mr. Schumacher testing the car for himself on the same circuit. But now I've had the rules and regulations. This is the trouble. You should think it's the best job in the world because I get to drive these cars. They've told us we get 5 laps each. I'm not allowed to switch the traction control off. They put a chicane in the very, very short straight here at Fiorano. So there's rules and regulations. I'm OK, it's a £500,000 car, but with the McLaren F1 or the Pagani Zonda, I get a whole day with the car, and at least I can get to feel it. But there's a lot of journalists all over the world. In fact, they've only allowed 8 journalists. Only 1 television presenter from England driving the car, and 8 motoring journalists. So it is fairly exclusive. Our day was shared with the Italian daily press, who went first, followed by the Germans. Well, it has to be said that neither were necessarily pushing the car to its full limit all of the time. Mind you, I could understand why. With just 5 laps, sort of 2 choices. Either go out and make an idiot of yourself by spinning off and embarrassing, or else going slowly and not getting to the full limit of the car. And it's that balance between having a bit of a gung-ho, because you want to give it a bit of stick, when you've only got 5 laps in a Ferrari, Enzo Ferrari. Never drive it again in my life, probably. But it's a lot of nervous hanging around. Nervous because there's a lot at stake. With Formula One telemetry recording the car's every move, there's a certain bit of pride in registering the fastest journalist lap time. Dario, who takes every opportunity to impress, gets round in about 1 minute 30. My mate Dario's out now. I bet he'll have the traction control switched off, and this is his favourite playground, this left-handed hairpin. He tries to light it up and show, go on, Dario. He's got phenomenal car control. He gets Ferraris more sideways than I've ever seen anyone. But then he lives with them. It's all right, we drive them every day. We get 5 laps with the traction control on. Well, it's 1 o'clock, and in Italy, everything stops for lunch. There's already been about 3 programme changes. I still haven't driven the car. The Germans have got their cameras in this one. They've literally got their towels down first and gone off for a tour of the factory. So I'm just going to have to keep on waiting. Tell him we're filming, so can he get out of my way? Suddenly, at 2:30, they say, lunch is over, you're in. Another change of plan. But I am finally out on the track in an Enzo Ferrari. With the first impression, you get that lovely V12 engine behind you, the blip of the down change that comes automatically, and a huge surge braking over the bridge. It's very light, the steering, and the nose turns in surprisingly easily. And then down to this tight first gear hairpin. Pull 1 gear, pull the second, turn, the front response, steering very light, floor the throttle, and and the traction control was killing me. Sorry, but I can't drive a Ferrari with that on. I think I've hit the right button. They didn't tell us how to get rid of it. Now the Ferrari's alive. The lights on the wheels scream up through the revs. Oh, don't look at that chicane. Is it? Oh, it is. That blip, you'll feel the rear end squirm a bit if you change down too early. You want to be later on that. But then, oh! Brake, blip. Change down later, Tiff. That's what this car wants. Now I haven't got traction. Hit the horn again as I cross my hands. And now the car leaps out of that corner. Heading for this high speed, left, right. Feel the G-force building up. Fourth. Fifth gear. Turning and braking. Clamp on. I can't believe how good the brakes are. But I believe that the 600 horsepower right underneath my foot. Oh! It's been 5 minutes and it's gone. And it's hard to know how to sum up this Enzo Ferrari after a short experience as that, but it's perhaps not as elegant nor as practical as a McLaren F1. It's not as exotic as the Pagani Zonda. But what it does do fantastically well is what Ferrari are fantastic at. It goes around racing circuits very, very quickly indeed. Just one loose end then. My lap time of 1 minute 34 may have been 4 seconds slower than the great Dario, but not bad considering I'd only had 5 minutes and he's here every day. And it was, I'm proud to report, the quickest journalist time of all. So, what did Dario think of that?
Bello.
There you go. Bello. Friends again.
Well, that's a good job. Before we go, here's that vital competition number. Next time, we'll have all that's best from the Paris show, and we'll have this.
Another driver who's covered by car insurance from More Than, sponsors of Fifth Gear.